Now this video is going to show you how to make some rainbow cupcakes, which I have done with pupils in the past in school, and they do look really effective and they are quite simple to do. So in here I've got my caster sugar, I've got my self-raising flour because we want the cakes to rise, I've got my margarine, and I'm just going to pop in 2 eggs. Now if you're not very confident cracking your eggs straight in, you could either put them into the bowl first, that could be the first thing that you pop in, or you could do them into a separate bowl and then add them when you're happy with them. Now I've just spotted a blood spot in there, which is not a problem, but I personally prefer not to have it, so I'm just going to get that out. And then all we need to do is start mixing all of our ingredients together until we get a nice smooth batter. I'm using quite a small bowl here, so it will all come together, but I just need to be careful that I'm not making too much of a mess by doing this. So as I said, just keep mixing those ingredients in and then mix it around once we've started to get it going, so it comes to a nice smooth batter. We don't want any lumps of margarine in there. So we keep mixing that until we've got a nice smooth batter, and then what we're going to do is divide that into 4 smaller bowls. So if you've just got some plastic bowls at home that you can use. So the best way to do this is to put a spoonful in each of your bowls first of all, and then just add to each of them with a bit more of the mixture, just to try and get the same amount in each bowl so that you've got the same amount of each colour. Now you can, I'm sure, see my cupcake cases there just on the side. So I'm going for bright, so I'm going to colour these all nice and bright, but you could go for pastel colours. You could, if you don't have food colouring at home and you've got some cocoa powder, you could just try doing some of the mixture and then using half of it as well to get some chocolate flavoured cream batter, and then mix the 2 of those up. So I'm going to go for a nice bright yellow. So we just add some of the food colouring into there, and then using a spoon we just mix all of that together. Now again, I'm not going to stay on the video while I do every single one of those, so I will come back to you now once I've got all of my mixtures coloured up. So at this point now I've got all of my food colouring done, all of my batter mixture coloured in the different colours, and I have put the oven on ready so that I can put the cake straight into the oven. Now you could, if you wanted to, put some additions into your sponge cake mixture, so you could put some currants in there, or some sultanas or raisins, dried cherries, coconut, which would certainly add some fibre to them and make them that bit healthier, because it would contribute to your 5 a day. You could, if you wanted to treat yourself, pop some chocolate chips in there, or you can just keep them as plain sponge cakes like I'm going to do. So all you need to do is just get your mixture, each colour at a time, and pick up spoonfuls of it and add it to your cake cases. Now you may want to try and keep them all pretty similar, you may want to have them all random. I'm just going to put, hopefully I should have a bit of thread left then to go on some of the other ones. So I'm going to move on now to my teal colour. Okay, so again, just making sure that it's all mixed in properly, and then just adding some of that into the cupcake case as well. Now I've actually used a 2-egg mixture here, and these are quite large muffin cases, so I'm assuming that I'm only going to get 6 out of this. If you're making smaller ones, this mixture should make you 9 good sized cupcakes, but as I said, I'm using this to make quite large cupcakes in here. Just going to move on to my yellow next, and again just put a spoonful. I'm not worrying about making sure the whole bottom of the cupcake cases is filled, because when they go into the oven they do start to melt a bit before they start cooking, so that actually does help them to spread around a bit more. And then on to the orange. So as I said, you could do this with cocoa powder and just have your two colours, and you may want to actually layer those up then a little bit more than what I've done here. You may want to arrange the colours differently, so you've got different colours on the bottom and different colours on the top. The nice thing about this is you can really be as adventurous as you want to. So now I've put some in all of the cupcake cases. I'm just going to top some of them up a bit, so with the other colours that I've got, trying to put it possibly over the other side a little bit. And we just keep doing that. Try and make sure you get about the same amount in each cupcake. Now it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but try and get it as evenly as you can so that they cook at the same rate. So I've used up all of my batter mixture now, and you can see that I've got about the same amount in each of the cupcake cases. You could try theming your colours as well if you wanted to. So if you wanted to do some coming up to Easter time, you could do some different shades of yellow and some different shades of orange. You don't have to have 4 different food colourings, because you can add different amounts to make different shades. You could do some for Mother's Day, maybe doing some different shades of pink or whatever your mum's favourite colour is. So you could try doing, as I said, some variations on those. Now it's a little bit harder to tell if these are cooked, because we're not going to see the same golden brown colour as we would if they didn't have the food colouring in. So when you press onto the cakes, they should feel nice and firm. They shouldn't be squishy under your fingertips. Now I'm just going to let those cool down for a few minutes, and then I'm going to cut through one to show you what they look like on the inside. So if we take the cake out of the cupcake, you can see just how vibrant those colours are there. We've got the green and the red, the orange and the yellow, and then exactly the same. If you cut through the centre of it, you can see all of the colours there. So as I said, you could have a go at using some different colour combinations. You could just keep to, as I said, one colour and do different shades, or you could, as I said, experiment even with some cocoa powder. You could add different amounts of cocoa powder to get some different chocolatey shades there. So hopefully you're going to have a go at doing these, and I look forward to seeing any results you manage to produce.